Makes it sound so far away, Lorg. That's not too bad. Okay. Dude, give it up for Lorg. Spam like any emojis you want. Yeah, it's gonna go fast. Instructions unclear. What? Okay. I entered password like asked. Did not get in. Lorg. Put up with you again. Get out of here. Okay, so we're going to go here and scroll all the way up. Andreas, this is looking pretty cool, man. There's some... This table is sick, but there's some... oh, man, that rug looks dope, too. What the hell? Is that, like, displaced? That's crazy. Do you guys see that down there? Obviously, you got some stretching issues going on around here. When you're working on stuff and you're blocking things out, just auto unwrap. But yeah, right now I think I need to copy this into Photoshop. Just gonna do this. All right, so I'm gonna group these two. So I can just do that. So you've got some UV stretching happening around here. Whack. The wall pattern wise is cool. There's this stuff which I know you just haven't solved yet. This looks really good. I love the curtain stuff here. Dude, it's super bright. I don't know if that's like... Overall, the brightness is pretty balanced, though. So I would say best practice, like with the stretch UV thing, it is super easy to just do an auto unwrap and then run like a texel density so it's all unified. Like just do that. That way, like if you ever show anyone, because like if you say you're at work and you show your art director wants to see where things are at, or your lead wants to see where things are at, this will distract them no matter how simple it is, or like how temporary it is. This table's looking pretty sick. Let's see what else we got here. This is looking pretty cool. It feels a little low poly right now. Like, got this going on here. Just adding a bit more bevels to that. Dude, if you had a height map for this and got those to like poof out, fuck, that would look so sick. So I had some like shape, some roundness to these. This table looks pretty cool. The legs here, whoops. The legs there actually look a little what do you call it? They look stretched, like they look like, so they're taking up that much space. They look like they're supposed to take up that much space, but you stretched it to this one. Obviously, you haven't textured those yet. You haven't textured this or this. That's fine. Blocking out is looking pretty good, though. I like the little imperfections. Nice book placement. Got to get a cup in here. Delicious cup. That's a terrible cup. Make a better cup than that. What is that? It's like a barrel or something. The interior designer in me is like, you gotta like put some sticks or something in there. Yeah, feels nice. Yeah, this blue bench is actually really, really cool. I wish it was a clearer image of it because of the chipped paint. So the chipping that's happening over here kind of feels a little random, but overall, like down here, it feels nice. Feels nice, man. Feels real nice. This area. That rug is sick. Yeah, if you wanted to get really crazy, like, I don't know if, like, just go online and look at some interior design stuff. 'Cause you can find things like, things that do this. All right, they swirl. It's like a corkscrew almost. Anyway, that's pretty cool. It's coming along. I don't really have too much to say on it right now, just because it's so early. In general, everything is looking pretty unified. The floor material might want to take another pass at the roughness on it. This feels a little smooth. The direction of the light, I would play around with that a little bit, because if you can get some light casting across props more, like what you have going on there, man, that it's gonna look so. It'd be so nice. Try refreshing, Dustin. Emil. Wow. Yeah, man, sticks. You guys feel awkward now? Sticks. I'll just keep saying it. Sticks. Sticks. Just a huge bundle of sticks. Do bamboo. Oh, bamboo. This is looking pretty cool though. Nice propping here too. Just a pile of sticks. You guys are funny, man. I'm like, now it's in my head, so I'm just cracking up. Nicely done so far, though. Oh, this is cool, too. There's some character going on in this. Like how this is, it's like more puffed up here. Nice. Oh, dude, I want these pillows. I want those pillows, man. That's pretty nice. All right, I got Tony. Tony. Where are we at here? Crits are closed, yes. But, I mean, if I have enough time after I get through all of them, then we can grab a few others. You can post after I said closed, I guess. And if I get time, I'll go through them in order. But I'll cut it after 9 o'clock. I'll finish the one that I've started, of course. But, yeah. So this is pretty cool. I've always liked this presentation where you get like the top of the water and you get to see below. What in the hell is that? That is terrifying. That's what that is. That is, I don't, what is that? Oh God. Oh God. Dude, nightmares. Nightmares. Oh Jesus, I can't unsee it. It's everywhere. Oh, dude. Oh man, that's that's a thing. So I don't know what that is. Let's see if at a different angle. Oh. Is that like a oils? What? Maybe I should read. No, it just says work in progress. Is that an oil spill? Is that what's going on? Is that oil leakage? I'm not sure what that looks like. Oil leakage. Man, that is terrifying. The only thing I would point out right now is this rock under the water feels really strange to me. I think it's the way that these edges are highlighted, like this. Dude, I'm like, I think I see a whale. Or like, Godzilla, is that you? I don't know. Anyways, the shapes of this rock are a little strange, like having this here and this curve here. I can't unsee the whale now, I'm sorry. No. Yeah, it just has some unnatural edge highlighting to the way that it's been textured. I think all you need to do, I'm assuming this is Substance Painter, like convex edge highlights through a mask. Just widen it up a bit so that it's maybe like that wide instead of that wide, and you'll probably be fine. And then maybe tone down the brightness just a little bit. That way you're still getting some gradation and stuff. Is Din having a stroke? Dude, what is that smell? The boat, pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. The plank in the middle and this edge here. Where is it at here? This edge and this edge are really thin. Like I expect them to be more maybe like that. So you get a little bit of a highlight on it. So you get some more depth. Yeah, trying to see if there's it is an oil spill of some sort. I see it now. Like it's like all here. Like an oil leak or something. Some more light in the lantern is a good call. I mean, there's a lantern there, but I don't know, man. Is that enough light for you? Doosh. That looks kind of interesting. I don't know. Overall, though, this is looking pretty cool. I think addressing the details on the rock and then maybe pushing some of the shapes on the boat. Maybe getting the boat on a bit more of an angle. Could be... Yeah, if the boat was tilting a bit more just because of the waves, that would be a pretty nice look. Right now, it feels pretty level. And I feel like there should be something like something coming from the boat. Just like storytelling is always nice, right? Like maybe an anchor. Yeah, something. Pretty cool though, in general. Maybe some bubbles. I don't know. Bubbles at this distance is kind of weird. Some bubbles from the doll could be pretty crazy. Anywho, I don't have too much else to say on this. Maybe some sediment layers. So there's different... let's see if I can... Like different layers of dirt or sand value. I don't know. I feel like I'm stretching on this one because in general it looks pretty cool. It just has some finite things. It's really interesting. It's intriguing. Also, welcome to the Ninja team. All right, on to James. James is going crazy with Substance lately. Oh yeah, I saw a lot of people talking about this. The doff edge here is really strange to me. That happens from time to time with people's work. So like this edge here. Oh, Jesus. Probably can't unsee that now if you didn't know it was there before. But in general, man, the material, it just, it just looks so good. It just looks so good. I think the the value that's here, that kind of purpley bluish value, is probably just the sky reflecting. But the noise you've got going on, like if I open this up, look at the amount of noise detail in the albedo. And then the layering you've got going on the inside here with the, oh man, there's like a little edge to the moss and stuff. You've gotten really good, man. I would really like to, I mean, for some people, they'll wonder like what this one is. I would really like to have text above here that just says what the maps are, just in case. It says it right here, but people, more often than not, people will not read the text. If it's on, oh Jesus, if it's on the image, it'll help. Yeah, see here it's on the image, which is good. Beauty, got that beauty shot. Yeah, this looks great, man. So there's your height. So this is your roughness. That is really interesting that you've got this like splattered pass. I'm really curious what this material looks like at a glancing angle with the light getting low. And you've captured the moss saturation without oversaturating it somehow. It's pretty cool. Like right here, I feel like that's possibly oversaturated, but I can't be sure because it looks right. Yeah, you could pass this as a photo pretty easily. I think the only thing I could say maybe is like, I mean, you're kind of already doing it. Maybe some varying depth between these, just really subtle, just so there's some slight shifts between them. Did you get this stick in there? It's important to me. It looks like you did. You got all these little twigs and stuff. Man, I think this is one of your best ones yet. This one and the brick one that you recently did, the stone one. Oh, right. So this one's by Blended Marks. The design of it for critique. Materials, placeholder. Lighting is also not finished. It's a robot head sculpt. Going to retopo later. Figured get some critiques before retopo process. I'd like to make it a fully functional / rigged robot. So you said this is the head. Robot head sculpt. Okay, so one thing I'll say about this right now is it looks like you're doing shape exploring. Where are we at here? But you need to expand outside of the shape that you started with. So what this looks like you started with is a sphere, and then you pushed and pulled on it, right? And then sculpted the shapes out. In ZBrush, what people tend to do is they'll sculpt these out, and then they'll mask paint out. They'll mask paint out, like say this piece, for example. They'll invert the mask and then create a separate mesh from that. And then they'll do that again for these pieces and this piece. And that way you get the depth expansion from like all the separate pieces overlapping over each other instead of being like just a single piece that's sculpted together. Because when you start doing that, hey, thanks for the follow, Adiva. Once you do that, you can really start to layer the pieces together, which will read more like a finished asset versus like just being sculpted on a sphere. Are you sculpting this in Blender? Or is this ZBrush? Yeah, I would totally separate pieces out and just start like polishing. Yeah, right now it's just a detailed form, if you know what I mean, like a single mesh. Blender, cool. Yeah, sculpting tools in Blender look pretty interesting because they have that, like, the real-time tessellation and all that stuff. You don't have ZBrush? You could use, well, I'm sure Blender's doing just fine for you. You could use Sculptress. That one's pretty cool. Crimson Wings. ZZ, what's up, man? Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Welcome to the Empire. Let's see here. Yeah, I would just suggest separating pieces out. I wonder if it would be easy. Get a little drop of things in the little cup, the cuparoonie. Crimson, so the Sculpt GL stuff's pretty cool as well. The Crimson, there's a link in the Discord to queue up for, like, if you go, like, if I show you this, this is, so I'm almost done with the people that have requested. So these guys are done. So now it's just a matter of, I've got 3 more. And if you go to the Discord in, where's it at? Art related, in the pins, there's a portfolio review request. I'll just grab that for you. But you should join the Discord. It's super active. It's like crazy active. There's the link to figure out how to get there. And yeah. Yeah, man. All right, so back to this real quick. I'm just gonna drag this out. I haven't been in ZBrush for a little while, so pardon me. There we go. So if you're to sculpt some shapes out and you're like, okay, trim dynamic. You're like, I need to separate this piece out, for example. You can mask areas out. I'm sure you can do this in Blender in some form. And then I think, man, now I need to remember where it's at. There's a way to separate it all out. Z-remesher? No. Modify topology? Oh, I've totally forgotten. Laysci. Well, there's your tutorial. Split? Polygon split mask? Oh man, this is great. Okay, keep going, chat. Extract or use panel loops. I think it's extract is what I was thinking. The question is where was extract? I think it's down here. Yeah, so if you extract off of that, you can change thickness. That's right. I remember this. And then you accept it. You hide that. So then you get this, and see, you can get some. Dude, it even like splits it off and makes the loop and all that stuff. It's nice and clean. So you can control the thickness of that as well. So this is really good for paneling. Let's see here. Delete. So if I extract that, but then increase the thickness. You just want to turn it up just enough. And then accept. See, and then you've got your whatever this is. I wrote a little bit more than expected, but oh well. All right, cool. So judging by this list, sorry we're derailed a little bit, guys. You will be... 1, 2. You'll be not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. It also gets posted on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel. You can follow that. And yeah, I post videos based on these. I just upload them. Anyways, yeah, separate out those pieces. It's really going to help you break away from just being in a single form. So we got this prop, which is pretty freaking sick. Where are we at here? Stream critiques. This is from Crazy. Grandpa's router. Still work in progress, but front part is mostly done. I need to figure out what to do with the back part though. 12K tries. But I guess that's okay for a showcase piece. That's totally fine. I mean, you're just trying to make this look cool, right? Looks dope. Looks really good. You've got some other screens as well. Yeah, I can tell you're trying to figure out what to do with the back because of the wires and stuff. I would just extend the wires and place it, like have it naturally relax from its own tension and then run across the ground and just go off shot. Lino, you have to get access via a mod. Will help you. It will. You also get a message that tells you what's going on. Doesn't necessarily need an environment, but it would really help the asset. Maybe even if the ground was like white and slightly reflective, then it's got like some type of a scene. But I think terminating the wires naturally across the floor would be nice. As far as materials go, I think that if I look at this closely, so you've got a worn edge along here that's pretty strong. I might tone that back a bit. Maybe you could wear some of the text down a little. Man, this is really cool. And then like this color, I guess, used to be more white, correct? Or more of like a lighter color. It's a metal part that's actually there. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, yeah, it reads very similar to like when we overdo our procedural wear. Man, I think this looks pretty good. Maybe some breakup on the this reflective surface to kind of dust it a little bit, or just some variation in the roughness. I know it's supposed to be highly reflective, right? But just a little bit of noise in there. Man, that's awesome. You even have like, there's a little dent here that you'd perceive as like a normal issue, and maybe maybe that's what it is. But it actually looks like kind of like what old plastic does when it starts to bow on itself. You see it a little bit here too. And these look really nice. Is that a little bit of scraping from like sliding it up and down? Either way, this looks awesome. Is those little dusts? What is that? Are those little dust spots? Am I seeing things? Man, if that's what that is, I'm like freaking out. That's pretty cool. Oh, this is a nice angle. Let's see here. Just because you get to see some of the material. From the iRay renderer? Maybe. Yeah, because there's a little bit down here too. Yeah. Oh man, that looks awesome right here. Little bit of grime buildup on the edge. This is a nice touch too. This wear that's under this might be a little extreme. I'm not sure yet. For anyone, I don't know if you can see that on the stream or not. We'll just turn this up. You see that stuff here? So one thing I'm noticing is in your histogram range, you're not really using all that much. Like leveling it out a bit will really make it, I guess that it kind of feeds into the aesthetic of like how old it is. But like that is like, now it's popping to me. Like this feels really nice. But I don't know, maybe you want that subdued look. It doesn't need to be full. Like, see, if I bring it right to the edge here, then your brightest pixels have now become full white, which is like right here. And you probably want to leave just a little bit of space in front. Yeah, this looks good. Well done. Well done so far. I mean, it looks done to me. But, you know, it's never done in the eyes of the creator. So this is pretty awesome. Production game ready environment. So did you play much of the Aliens game? Because it's definitely, it's all about these shapes and the nice with the bobbers. It's all about the shapes and the way that the materials read. Just going to revisit it soon. Want to know what is lacking and what could be changed. So I think if you can, this padding stuff, see if you can run a sim on that in Marvelous Designer. Maybe they have like a trial or something and you could just try it out. And just rebuild these in Marvelous so that you get all the nice little wrinkles and curves and stuff. You'll get some nice bakes out of that, man. Because, yeah, I think that's where you're lacking the most as far as modeling goes. And then the next thing I would suggest is maybe taking another pass at your materials. And, like, getting the materials to read right. Maybe watch the films really closely. They're probably pretty muted materials. And then certain things are really reflective, right? Like the table. Like this. What was really eerie about that is how sterile everything was. And then you got this creature running around killing everyone, and like you don't even, there's like no blood. No blood anywhere, but you know wherever it's happening is ultra violent. Mostly everything is supposed to be plastic. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you just need different variations of roughness for the plastic then. Or like a detail normal on the harder plastics that just has that kind of like textural noise that plastics do that are like what, press molded? Or molded plastics? Polymers? Either way, this looks pretty cool. I would also look at this material, like this is probably like a pleather, right? Getting that material to read. Like a fake leather through detail normals and the like. Aha! Seal C 61. Open airlock 17. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. Yeah, getting some definition on this stuff would be really helpful. If you can, I would animate it too, and just get that hum. This scene needs sticks, man. I think you're getting sticks and bevels mixed up, man. If you animate this at all, like getting the hum, and then getting the background of the screen to get that little bit of the scan line or distortion, the VHS distortion, that could be. Yeah, this could look really nice. Let me actually 2 seconds here. I'm gonna just look this up really fast and see how they're, because I haven't looked at it very closely as far as lighting goes. Awesome. Okay. Obviously low res, right? Dude, the jacket on the edge there, that's really nice. But like, do you see how much like reflectiveness these little panels and stuff has? And then how it separates from this material just because of like the roughness difference. And there's a lot of roughness variation happening over there. There seems to be some layering too where, man, this is a really low res image. Let me see if I can find a... Oh, it's pretty low res, but let's do this. Look at that. What is going on? So you can see that there's like a separation of the background through lighting, like this. If you can get that, it's basically like there's no lighting on the mid layer. So in here, the lighting is just bounce lighting. And then in the next space, they light it again. So you can get that kind of like the dark layering, which is essentially, I think they're trying to signify that they only light the important spaces, and then they're letting the rest of the light just kind of bounce around to connect the spaces. Like you get that here too. So like in your scene, it needs one more layer back there where this is dark and this is dark. Yeah, that would do a lot actually. Sorry, I'm getting excited now. Hang on. And don't be afraid to add a bunch of geometry in order to get things nice and rounded. You can see how much that's doing. Just like, oh man, awesome. You don't want it too dark, right? Whoa. And then you also want to do that with back here. I'm just going to do that really fast. Oh, it's such a hack mask job. Obviously, you want the back layer to be brighter, but you don't have that, so we'll just darken it up like that. Do you see how much that like separates everything? And then you start getting the depth back. The other thing is because we mask that area out, you can actually bring that up. Yeah, dude, sick. This is a cool scene. Just concentrate on your roughness and the way that the padding is kind of reading from a shape perspective, and I think you're going to be in a good spot. And be careful about stuff looking really low poly. Like, don't be afraid to bevel these. Add extra geometry where you need to. Yeah, you get separation in the spaces, which allows you to see the central space that you're looking at. And the other thing too is there's a bit of whoops, there's a bit of bloom that happens. Do this cheap blooming. That kind of, so like before and after. I'm like, wait, what? There we go. We look back here too. Yeah, cool. Cool. Anyway, sorry. I've like totally zoned in on that. Let's look at the last couple here. This is overall though, this scene's sick. Nice work so far. Oh man, nice with the cups and stuff too. Just all that little extra propping. I think adding the coat over the edge is going to be a huge hit for adding that touch of like, that's like that little bit of a layer of human, like everything in here is manufactured, right? And then the human touch is basically the imperfection of laying your jacket over the side of the chair. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. The other thing too, while I am talking about it, in these darker spaces, if you get a light in here that faces the dark space, that is just adding highlights to some pieces that are sticking out from the wall, it's gonna look good. It's gonna look real good. Anywho, cool. Cool. All right, so we got this scene. Let me double check some stuff here. This is from Willie. My modular stylized fantasy town pretty much done, and most of the modules with most of the modules and props. Next, I'll work more on the ground textures and decals. I would like your feedback on what I already have and how you would make the ground texture for the sidewalks in the middle marketplace thing so that it doesn't look so as tiled. Okay, so let's scrub through these here. I'll just do this. Just gonna drop that in chat. Oh, that's not what we want. No. 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 You can't scroll through these. That's kind of annoying. Dang, that's a space and a half. So doing this square so it doesn't tile, I would commit to building it this way. I mean, I think that like what you've done with the let me do this. What you've done with the edge here, I guess it's like the gutter, right, where all the rain falls off. That's a good addition. And I think running that down the sides of the streets as well could be pretty good. Because like that's where like people would like throw, like way back in the day would throw their poop in. Toast smell. Good smell. Thanks for the follow, dude. Thanks for the follow, Toast. I mean, you could do a number of things. You could cut up the floor in a way where there's like a pattern. Basically kind of like what you're doing with this. Let's see here. You could add the trim around this for just like this. And then between these, you could connect to those. Right? That could get kind of crazy, but it might work. See how that goes. The other thing you could do is just decals and like propping around these. Like you're already doing it with these, right? But like maybe this one's selling fruits and stuff, right? Just add a bunch of, kind of like this, add a bunch of props around it. Add trash, things that build up around the edges and stuff like that. Maybe fill this with a little bit of wetness. Maybe a carpet on some of these. Or like a little mat here that people are standing on while they're doing their thing. You could, yeah, you're just thinking of all the little stuff that you could throw on the ground to like break up the tiling, because really that's all it is. Like in the Division, like it's just roads, right? So with the Division, the roads you add like what are they, like concrete fillers for like where there's cracks and stuff. Little manholes or little Like, think about that for a second. Like, maybe there's a little drain thing that's like built into the ground. Maybe there's a round pattern like this where the stalls can be. And then once you have that, then you can just build around those. That breaks up the tiling some. Then you can maybe like, maybe there's, I don't know where you'd put it, but if there was a tree somewhere, like you could put little planters that are like standing up, like, there you go. Yeah, cool. So you could place a bunch of little trees. Stuff like that could do some magic. It's just a matter of like just filling the space so that you just don't see the tiling everywhere. Some free roaming chickens, dude, that is a great idea. That is a great idea. Little bits of trash on the ground could be nice too. Just stuff breaking up stuff, right? Just I guess look at what would fill this the space. Some debris, some sticks. Some sticks, guys. Maybe there's a guy that's selling wood, and he's just like, there's a bunch of wood chopped up, and maybe one of them fell off and it's like falling over here. Look at Stormwind. Yes, no joke. Look at Stormwind. You will see. The other thing I would suggest is taking your ambient light and pumping up the color in it a little bit, because right now you've got some really dark shadows. Like let's see what, yeah, so see like you don't want it to do this, right? But at the same time you can't have the read test. You ready for the read test? Oh God, I'm sorry. That's where all your black values are. And I would say anything in this range, you should try and get some info in there. His head's in the seed bag. Dude, that'd be awesome. Storytelling is everything. Dude, ropes. What about little rope like piles and stuff like that? Yeah, it'd be pretty nice. I'm really impressed by how big this space is, though. Like, look at that. That's freaking cool. I would actually, if you can, I would try and get some height variation. Maybe, like, make one of the districts slightly, like, maybe it's higher class. And then maybe make one of the areas more poor. So what you do is you can desaturate the roofs and maybe make the buildings shorter. And then over here, make the buildings taller, maybe more balconies on them. Maybe more, like, royal colors. You did that with the height variation? I guess I'm not seeing it in these angles. Dude, in general, though, this is really cool. Yeah, getting some breakup on this road would really help. Because it's just so empty right now. Maybe build some carts. This one's really good. You got little pieces of wood in there. Yeah, blending some dirt, dude. 9. Was it Crimson? I was like 9. Crimson said you could see the height variation by looking at castle walls. I'm still not seeing it in the... They all look relatively the same height. Like, these ones might be a little lower, but they're all relatively the same. Maybe these ones are taller right here. But there was a comment in here. Maybe you could blend some dirt or sand. Would break the tiling and add some color as well. Yeah, you could do that. The roughness is really smooth here. So maybe if you were to add like roughness variation on the stone versus the spaces in between, and then vertex paint in some dirt, some sand piles or something like that, Adding some carts, adding some buckets, random stuff on the sides of the street. Like this type of stuff you have going is really good. More of that. Here you can see the height. Let me see here. Yeah, so these ones are just elevated by these stairs. That's interesting. That's a cool layout. Yeah, right now your streets are just very bare. They need stuff. Carts and wagons and supplies and goods and all types of random stuff like that. Definitely look at what Lord was saying. Look at Stormwind. Go look at some WoW screenshots maybe. Let me see if I can. So here's another thing that you can do is just material breakup. Like, see how there's the, like, this is much more like kind of stylized and stuff, but like thinking about where you can break the floor. Let's see if we can find, like that one's a good example, but like breaking the floor up with different brick types might be a good way to go about it. See how this is also grounded by the dirt or the sand that's being vertex painted in? Doing that with your height blending would, man, that would look really nice. This is a tiny ass image, but you can see the, like, everything being lined with like a sidewalk almost. Yeah, I see that. Man, that is some stretching. Dude, I had no idea they stretched their textures that harsh. Look at that. Oh, the warpage. Ugh. Witcher 3 is a really good one because you could see like the heavy propping. I should probably move this over here because we know how Witcher 3 likes to roll. This is a concept, but well, I don't know if this is gonna open a concept. Let's see. Now, Pinterest. Hey, Pinterest, how you doing? Maybe this one's a good example. So see how there's like stuff in the streets that line the sides? That's really nice. Anything you can do to do that. Like just an area where they're all piling up buckets and stuff. That's really nice. Yeah, that's old school Stormwind for sure. Because they did a ton of updates, right? Dude, Pinterest is dope, man. Like, it's so useful. It's so useful. Let me... So I go here. So I can go into like let's see here. So if I go into patterns and designs, I can be like, oh man, this one's cool. This is my favorite. This tool, because you can like, I want that type of shape, and it starts finding things that it thinks are similar to what you're looking at. It's not always accurate, but man, it's cool. Look at that. Like, that is so useful. Anyways, there's some really good stuff in here. But yeah, you definitely have to look into... Here, I'll link this. You have to look into, like... You have to look pretty deep, basically. But once you find something, man, look at that. And then it even gives you tags. Anyways, all right, guys, it is 9 o'clock. Prepare for the notifications of new followers? What do you mean? Viscount, what's up, man? Hey, DiNusty. I'm really new to 3D environment art. Could you give me some advice to improve, or which software should I focus on? Beginning, I'm currently using Maya. Maya's totally fine. Go here. Go to the Discord. We will take care of you. The Empire supports all. All hail. All hail Maru. King Maru. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. It is 9 o'clock. You guys have a good Friday. And enjoy your weekend. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah. I'll see you guys later. Woo! Dude, this song, though. Later, guys.